Hundreds of people turned out for yesterday's funerals for two of the three victims of that shooting spree at a fitness club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Investigators say the gunman shopped online for his weapons, and it's hardly the first time something like this has happened. ABC's Eric Hong has the details.
In this newly released surveillance tape, women are seen running from the health club in terror. The shooter had purchased gun accessories on the internet from a company called TGS.com, and it's not the first time the retailer has been linked to a mass shooting. The gunman at Virginia Tech and Northern Illinois University also made legal purchases from the Wisconsin-based company, putting the practice of online gun sales under a microscope.
There is a certain immediacy to it. There's a certain anonymity to it. It's a process that we would expect to appeal to loners who want to minimize interaction with other human beings in the gun purchasing process.
It's hard to know how many guns are bought online. Neither the industry nor the government keeps track, though TGS.com's owner said the company made millions last year. Andrew Goddard's son survived being shot at Virginia Tech.
This guy's getting a bit of a reputation amongst crazy people that this might be a cool place to get your equipment.
A gun purchased on the internet must still be picked up in person at a store, and buyers are still subject to background checks. But accessories like these, similar to the ones bought online by the Pittsburgh shooter, are shipped directly to the buyer.
Do we want people to be able to get access to high-capacity magazines and things like that off the internet with virtually no FaceTime?
A new argument in an old debate that is now sure to grow louder. For Good Morning America, Eric Hong, ABC News, Chicago.
Eric Thompson is the owner of TGS.com, and he joins us this morning from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
If you add up all these three shootings, 40 people have been murdered with your products. And I'm curious about how that made you feel after each one of these incidents. What went through your mind?
Well, I don't really think that it's accurate to say that 40 people have been murdered with my products. We sold a target pistol, essentially, to the Virginia Tech murderer, and the rest of them were just accessories which could no way be proved one way or the other if they were actually used in these crimes. They're not serialized inventories, so I think that's inaccurate to say that at the very minimum.
But these were your customers. We can at least put it that way.
Well, they did order from us. Yes, they did. They were confirmed as ordering from us. Yes.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, quite honestly, it's the fact that they had ordered from us. I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely heartbreaking. My thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and the families of these tragedies. It's an absolute tragedy.
Well, this obviously puts you square in the middle of this whole gun control debate, and there's so much point of view on both sides. But after Virginia Tech, you offered discounts to students on campus who wanted to conceal carry. And then after this Pittsburgh incident this week, you put out a statement making the case of how easy it is for someone to break into your home, how the Supreme Court does not guarantee you of police protection. What's the point you're trying to make, that more of us should arm ourselves for protection?
That's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make. I think people should be aware that police cannot always be there. I'm an ardent supporter of police. I count many of them as our customers, and very happy to have them. But the point is that they're not superheroes. It's not possible for them to be there at the moment that a crime's happening, and people need to be aware of that. I'm not saying people should arm themselves, not by any means. I'm not looking for extra publicity. Trust me, I'd rather be home sleeping at this moment right now. But the simple fact is that if people are comfortable carrying guns, I don't think that politicians and lobbyists should stand in their way.
But what about the ease with which you can purchase a gun online? You heard in the piece there people making the case that this adds another layer of anonymity to someone. Shouldn't we be making it more difficult for criminals to get, obviously there's plenty of law-abiding gun owners out there, and many of them may endorse the idea that when it comes to handguns, it should be tougher. What do you say to that? Well,
it's no easier or harder to order a gun online. I think one of the voices that I'd heard, I only have audio here, but one of the voices I heard was Paul Hemke speaking from the Brady campaign, and the lies that that organization puts out saying that it's easier and there is anonymity, it's just not true. People have the opportunity to go. It has to be face to face. It has to be in front of somebody. There is no anonymity online ordering weapons or firearms. Absolutely none. It's the same thing. We follow all the laws and regulations that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms puts to every dealer in the United States.
I got to ask you, what does this do for your business after one of these high-profile cases?
Quite honestly, we probably end up losing sales. Quite honestly, we probably, I get personal threats to me and my family. It's challenging, but to remain, to not speak to the press and to be hiding, I think that's always been worse, actually. So I'd rather just get the story out there, state that, hey, we didn't do anything wrong. The focus should remain on the victims and the families.
Right.
That's where the focus should be. It's not the guns.
All right, Eric Thompson, thanks for your time this morning.